What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. Today, we got picks against the spread, 8 games. It's a pretty full slate for us today in terms of picks. Chat, you've continued to kill it. We'll take a look at the standings in a second. We're also going to talk about DeAndre Ayton and his latest injury. We're going to give an injury update on him. We're also going to look ahead to March for the Portland Trail Blazers after a winless month of February. I can't remember the last time the Blazers went winless for an entire month, but they didn't win a game in February. Their last win was at the end of January. That, of course, was Dame's return game when the Blazers hosted the Milwaukee Bucks. Injuries have played a part in those struggles. I'm also going to bring up an interesting trade hypothetical, and Eric should be here by the time that we get into that. Okay, he's going to be a little late to the stream. And we're also going to take any content suggestions or content ideas, channel ideas that you guys have at the end of the stream. So for this stream, just think about stuff you'd want to see from me, from Eric, from Blazers Uprise as a whole in terms of content. It can be over post-game shows the rest of the season or stuff that we do in the off-season, but we will take suggestions at the end of the stream in terms of channel ideas and so forth. With that being said, let's jump into picks against the spread, which of course is brought to you by BetUS. All the spread lines in this segment, all the over-under lines, money lines, etc., are brought to you via BetUS, and you can receive 3 deposit bonuses of 125% by using the sign-up link in the description box below and promo code JOIN125. Here are the standings. As I said, chat, you continue to kill it. And as a whole, we did awful on Monday. So bad, Eric didn't want to show up to the stream. That's how bad we were on Monday. I'm just playing. But everybody was below 500, except for Chase, who went 3-2. One of 2 people to win his double down. And he's now tied for third with Crushables at 500, 129 and 129. We only got 2 people above 500. Chat, you and I are holding it down right now. But unfortunately, chat, you guys are gaining on me. I am now 7 games back. I went 0-5. 0-5 on Monday. I agreed with Eric on every pick, and it went terribly. Went absolutely terrible for both of us. As we both go 0-5, we lose our double downs. 7 of us double down on the Pacers. They ended up losing. That swung the balance mightily. It would have been an above 500 day if the Pacers could have taken care of business. That's the thing when you have a bunch of people doubling down on one team and they lose on a day where you only have 4 games. Hopefully we can right the ship today because it was brutal on Monday. Steven, his comeback has been inspiring. He's only 4 games below 500. He was hanging down around 11th and 12th all season long, but now he's all the way up to 5th. He is past Eric. So Steven, he's a rookie, but he's getting a hang of things. So is Crush, so is Chase. Those guys are 3rd, 4th, 5th right now. 503 down there in 8 in a 4-way tie. You got 4 games separating 5 and 12. Very close. I love it when it's close. I just wish chat was struggling like the rest of us because you guys have been absolutely killing it. Anyway, let's jump into the first game of the day. Let me hide the Skype call that Eric will call in on at some point. You got the Hornets hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 12-point road favorites. Let me pull up the injuries here real quick. Injuries for the Bucks. Only one. It's Chris Middleton. He's out due to an ankle injury. For the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball is out due to an ankle as well. So is Mark Williams, who's been out since December. Pokusevski is TBD, as he was recently signed by the Charlotte Hornets. Let me get you your chat poll chat. This isn't going to go as smoothly as possible, obviously, without Eric, but I will try my best. We got Trevin going Bucks. I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets. And then I got texts from multiple people who sent me their picks. Alrighty. Eric has sent me his picks as well. Eric is going with the Bucks. We got Steven is going with the Hornets. Time to play the background music. Yeah, we'll play some background music because there's going to be dead air during this segment when I do it solo. We got 503 going with the Bucks. We got Crushables going with the Hornets. Steven, as I said, went Hornets. Chase is in chat. Everybody else should be in chat. We got Bucks for Arrow, but he spelled it like the Buccaneers. B-U-C-S. We got Hornets for Connor. Bucks for Trevin. Bucks for Jackson. And Zach is not here. But Zach normally sends Eric his picks. So Chase is in here. Bucks, thank you, Chase. Yeah, I did try my best. All right, so Bucks for Chase, and then chat, it looks like will be the Bucks. But only 53% of the vote. Mods, please try and keep track of the highest percentage for chat. Right now, depending on what Zach went with, it could be a split vote between the Hornets and the Bucks. All right, game number 2. You got the Orlando Magic hosting the Utah Jazz. The Magic are 7-point home favorites. The Jazz have been struggling since the trade deadline. Injuries for the Jazz. They're going to be without 2 players. That's Walker Kessler and Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter Jr. probably going to get bought out. Actually, I think he might. Yeah, he's probably going to get bought out. For the Magic, only one player out. That is Jonathan Isaac. Everybody else is healthy. So a healthy injury report for both teams. Chat, I'll get you your poll, and we'll get this ball rolling. Zach is Bucks. All right, thank you. Appreciate the mods. Shout out to the mods. All right. Zach, Bucks. So 7v5 in favor of the Bucks. As far as this game goes, we got 503 with the Magic. We got Crushables with the Jazz. These are 2 of my least favorite logos to work with in graphics, by the way. We got Stephen Vaughn going with the Magic. Oh, Eric sent Zach's picks. Oh, okay, cool. I'm tripping. All right. Zach went Jazz. Eric went Magic. I'm going to go Magic. And then it's chat for the rest. We got... Oh, I got to do the chat poll. Yeah, my bad. Damn, this is tough. All right, chat, there's your poll. We got Magic for Chase, Arrow, Trevin. And Connor went with the Magic as well. Jackson went Jazz. Let me know if I make a mistake on any of these picks as well, chat. /mods. I'll give chat a couple more, like 10 more seconds to make their picks. All right, chat is going 50-50. Oh, it was 50-50. And then I saw it tick up for the Jazz. One more vote for chat. Oh, that was 2 more votes, and it was 1-1. If there's not another vote, I'll just go with the Jazz because that's the last team I saw that was up. Yeah. We're going Jazz. It was 53% of the vote before it went back even. So chat is Utah. All right. Next game, we got the... Oh, no, it was Magic. Okay. Sometimes the poll lags. All right. Oh, Eric clicked Magic in the poll. Whoops. Okay, it's Jazz. It's Jazz then. All right. Next game, we got the New York Knicks hosting the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are 4-point road favorites. By the way, if anybody picking in chat wants to double down on the first 2 games, let me know now because they're tipping off. It's hard to run this quickly solo, obviously. The Warriors 4-point road favorites. Injuries for this game out for the Warriors. Andrew Wiggins is dealing with some personal stuff again, so he's going to be out, and Guy Santos is out with a knee. And then for the Knicks, they're going to be without 3 players, and they're important players. Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson all out for the Knicks. I'm going to go with the... I'll wait to make my pick. Steven is Knicks. .503 is Knicks. Crushables is... He didn't make a pick on this game. Eric is Knicks. Zach is Warriors. Warriors for Chase. Jackson, noted. You're doubling down on the Bucks. You got to decide, like, that's your decision. Like, you got to decide now. You can't just say, I kind of want to, but then be like, well, I didn't say I was doing it. Warriors for Arrow. Crushables is going Warriors. I got to do a chat poll. Man, this is not easy. Eric, please be here soon. All right. Knox for Jackson. Warriors for Trevin. Then we're waiting on Connor. I'm going to go Warriors. Chad, it looks like, is going Knicks. And Connor is going Knicks as well. So it's a good old-fashioned split vote. You love to see it. Next game, we got the Brooklyn Nets hosting the Atlanta Hawks. This spread is actually wrong. If I open Photoshop, my computer's going to die. The Nets are 1-point home favorites against the Hawks. FYI. Not 4. Graphics wrong. Let me just double check the spread. Yeah. Nets are 1-point home favorites against the Hawks. Injuries for this game. Out for the Hawks are Trae Young, Onyeka Okongwu, and Mohamed Gee. Out for the Nets is Ben Simmons, Cam Thomas, and Dariq Whitehead. So Trae Young's out. That is why the Nets are favored. But once again, it's a 1-point spread, not a 4-point spread. Crushables is going with the Hawks. All of a sudden, my chat won't load on my computer. That is very strange. .503 is going with Nets. Steven is rolling with the Hawks. For some reason, my chat won't load. I guess I'll just refresh the page. All right, there we go. We got Hawks for Trevin, Jackson, Connor. I'm going Nets. We got Eric going Nets, Zach going Nets. We got Arrow going with the HOX. I really didn't type a freaking chat poll. Man. Okay. No, I swear I typed a chat poll. I actually did type the chat poll. But then chat started glitching. I don't know. Because I remember typing, graphic is wrong. So I'll do it again. Alright. Hopefully it goes through this time. There it is. Okay. Waiting on Chase, waiting on Arrow. Or Arrow went Hawks. He's making it hard to figure it out. Alright, Hawks for Arrow, waiting on Chase. Chase went Nets. Okay, cool. And then chat, I'll give you like 20 seconds. Chase went Nets, not Hawks. Yeah, okay. JP wants everyone to go Hawks. They're not listening to him. Arrow says this is going to be his double down. Okay, I probably won't remember. I'll need you to remind me. So this is another split vote. Very split votes on games so far today. Next game, game 5 of 8. We got the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet versus Wemby. The Thunder are 11-point road favorites. Injuries. There is only one player out in this entire game. Only one player on the injury report in this entire game, and that is Charles Bassey, who's out for the season with a knee for the Spurs. All right. Steven's going Thunder. We got 503 going Thunder. We got Crushables going Spurs. We got Thunder for Chasen, Trevin, Spurs for Jackson. Eric went Spurs. Zach went Thunder. I'm going Thunder. Arrow is tripping. And Connor, we're waiting on. Chat is doubling down on the Spurs. Whoops, wrong team. Oh, thank God. Welcome to the stream. I'm waiting on Arrow and Connor. Arrow goes Thunder, Connor goes Spurs. All right.
I'm waiting on Arrow and Connor. Arrow goes
And
Thunder,
I'm echoing through Eric's computer.
I was watching the stream on my phone.
Oh, good, all good. Okay. Thunder for Arrow, Spurs for Connor. This is challenge. It's challenging to do this solo. I'm so happy you're here. All right. 5-7 in favor of the Thunder. We've had very even picks so far, Eric. I love it. I love it. Also, you're looking like 5 years younger today. I don't know why. Anyway, actually, I think I do know why. Yeah. Game number 6. We got the Suns and the Rockets. The Suns are 8.5-point home favorites. Eric, what are the injuries? I don't have to do this anymore. I love it.
Let me load the injuries. This is Suns and Rockets.
Yep.
All right. For this game, we have... For the Rockets, we got Tari Eason and Steven Adams out. Jalen Green questionable. For the Suns, Bradley Beal, Eric Gordon, Nasir Little, Damian Lee, all out. Yusuf Nurkic probable.
Alrighty. And then I'll rely on you to get me the picks, except for the people that text me.
All right.
This might be the toughest spread of the day.
We got Suns for Trevin, Suns for Chase.
All right. Suns for Steven. 503 is Suns. Crushables is Rockets.
Jackson Suns.
I'm going Suns. What are you going, Eric?
I'm going Suns, and Zach is going Suns.
All right. Waiting on Connor and Arrow. Arrow's Rockets. Chat is Rockets. Man, chat going with the underdog in a couple of games that surprised me a little bit. But last Monday, them going Pistons against the Knicks when the Pistons were like 12-point underdogs surprised me because I always feel like that sort of game, especially with the Pistons, they go for the favorite, and that worked out well for them. So they've been emboldened, and I love it. They do a good job picking underdogs. Connor's Rockets. So this looked like it was going to be one-sided, but it's a 4v8 in favor of the Suns. Second to final game, we got the Denver Nuggets. I have no idea where my webcam went. There we go. The Denver Nuggets hosting the Miami Heat. The Nuggets are 6-point home favorites.
All right, in this one, we got Tyler Hero, Kevin Love, Josh Richardson, Thomas Bryant, and Drew Smith out for the Heat. And then for the Nuggets, Vlatko Konkar and Braxton Key are out. Muted.
I know.
Trevin's Nuggets. I'm Nuggets.
Okay.
Zachary is Nuggets.
Crushables is Heat. 503 is Nuggets.
Jackson's Nuggets.
All right. Stephen Vaughn is Nuggets.
Aromancer Nuggets.
I'm going Nuggets. I feel like me and Crushables have disagreed on every pick. We got Heat for Chase, Nuggets for chat, and then let me know Connors when you and Arrows when you know.
Arrows is Nuggets.
Okay.
Chase is Heat.
Yeah. And then Connor is Nuggets. All right. So most one-sided poll of the day. We got a 10v2 in favor of the Nuggets. And final game, you got the Los Angeles Lakers fresh off their monumental comeback last night against the Clippers. They're going to be hosting the Washington Wizards as 9-point home favorites.
All right, the Wizards have Bilal Coulibaly and Isaiah Livers out. And the Lakers have Christian Wood, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent out. Cam Reddish and Anthony Davis, LeBron, all probable. Chase is going Lakers. Zach and I are Wizards.
Okay, Zach, you Chase was Lakers. All right. So Steven, you and Zach are Wizards. All right. 503 is Lakers. Crushables is Wizards.
Connor's Wizards, Trevin's Lakers.
I feel like this could be a letdown game for the Lakers after last night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Plus, when you have an older team playing back-to-back.
Yeah. Jackson is Lakers. Arrow is Wizards. And chat is Lakers. Which makes this a 7v5 in favor of the Wizards. All right, time for double downs. Let's get these garbage picks off the screen from last Monday. Jackson said he is doubling down on the Bucks. He called it early. He called it basically as that game tipped off, so that's fine. And it's looking good for him so far.
Zach is Thunder.
Okay.
I am doubling down on the Nuggets. Arrow's going to have to let you know who have the highest percentage for chat.
Yeah. Might have been the last one.
Chase, since he won with the Heat double down the other day, is going Heat double down again.
Awesome. I love not having to change anything. Crushables double down is the Rockets.
Chad's double down is Lakers.
So far, everyone has their own pick. I don't know what I want. I might just decide to keep it that way because Steven is doubling down on the Hornets. It says picks him before. It's not a good start for the Hornets, but hopefully they can recover. And we got 503 doubling down on the Thunder. So 503 and Zach agree there. Alright, so just need Trevins, Connors, and Arrows. I'm going to look back through these spreads for myself.
JP Savvy says, of course, Steven's doubling down against Dame.
Hey, he's been taking the Bucks sometimes lately. Alright. Trevin's double down is the Thunder.
That's an L for Zach Trevin in 503.
We'll see. We'll see. We need Connor and Arrow. Okay, Arrow is just...
Connor's Nuggets with me.
Alright, Arrow's Hawks. Doubling down the Hawks without Trae Young. Connor is Nuggets. I'm debating between two teams people haven't picked, honestly. I'm debating between the Warriors and the Warriors and the Nets. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go Nets, man. They're playing at home, 1-point favorites, playing against a Trae Youngless Atlanta Hawks team.
By the way, Trae Young's going to be out in a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah. And they're coming off, they just blew out the Grizzlies. So maybe they're starting to figure something out, or at least got their confidence back. I don't know. They've been a mess this year. But I'm doubling down on the Nets. Kind of crazy to be doubling down on the Nets, I feel like. But, you know, I picked against them last Monday, and it went terribly. So, anyway, these are the double downs. Everybody has their own pick, except for 503 Zach and Trevin going Thunder, and Eric and Connor going Nuggets. Everyone else on their own there. All right, that concludes Picks Against the Spread. Thank you all for participating. Let me get the solo camera off the screen. There we go. Alrighty, Eric. So we got a couple different things to get into. DeAndre Ayton injury report. He is doubtful for tomorrow, but apparently he is day-to-day. So it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me, given that the Blazers play 2 games in a row on a back-to-back against the Memphis Grizzlies, who obviously are not that good. Wouldn't surprise me if Ayton ends up missing both these games. Obviously, he did hurt his hand. Scary fall. But I don't know. I think we're at the point in the season where the Blazers are just going to err with caution, or whatever.
I mean, they've been erring with caution the whole entire season.
Oh, absolutely. But I think now more than ever, they're just going to err with caution, especially when it's an opportunity to get losses, because I feel like this team at some point is going to transition into tank mode. Maybe not hardcore. Maybe you see Anthony Simons playing through the rest of the season. I'm not sure, but the Blazers are obviously trying to pass the Hornets for 4th placed odds, but those are really the only 2 spots right now that are up for grabs, unless the Blazers go on a massive winning streak or the Spurs start winning some games and the Blazers keep losing every game. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be as hardcore of a tank as previous seasons, but I do think when somebody's hurt, they're just going to be even more cautious than ever as a way to potentially lose a game against the Grizzlies. Because, I mean, losing these back-to-back games would be huge for the Blazers' chances at passing up the Charlotte Hornets. They still got another game this year in Charlotte against the Hornets, so 4th best odds is very attainable. And while that's a 6% better chance at top 4 and a 2% better chance at number 1 overall, if the Blazers don't move up and the Hornets don't move up, that means the Blazers will be 1 spot ahead even if they don't move up. So it's still a good thing beyond just the lottery odds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this isn't based on anything, but if I had to make a prediction, I would guarantee Ayton doesn't play the next 2 games.
Yeah. No surprise there. Scoot Henderson's still out.
He's not expected to play on any of these 3 games on the road trip either.
Yeah. And who knows when he's going to be back. He might be out for the rest of the season, just like Sharp might be out for the rest of the season. We might not get to see those guys play basketball again until next season, unfortunately. Yeah, the injuries are raining down heavily. Was there an update on Malcolm Brogdon? I kind of skimmed through the injury report.
The update was that he was progressing well, but it didn't say anything other than that.
Yeah, Brogdon's still out for tomorrow alongside Henderson, Sharp, and Robert Williams III. Moses Brown is questionable.
Ooh.
And then Justin Minaya is questionable G League 2-way. Hopefully he stays down in the G League. I want to see some repair minutes.
Ugh. What? I don't know. Like, I'm cool with tanking, but I don't know about watching Moses Brown and Justin Minaya. They come up and they don't play.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is with tanking is we'd maybe see Ibu Baji too. So, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's strange. I forget Moses Brown even exists, bro. Like, he played a couple of games earlier in the season, but I don't know if there's ever been a player on the Blazers that I've forgotten is on the Blazers when he's literally on the Blazers as much as Moses Brown. I just forget he's even on the team.
Well, I'd like to forget that we have a murderer on our team last year.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't sign another guy that ends up getting arrested for murder, because that is bad. But we had no way of knowing, obviously. So we're talking about Chance Comanche, of course. So Hoodie Tory is back. Sometimes when I let the hood sit on my neck, it starts to tense up my neck. I got to keep the neck loose, so that's why Hoodie Tory is here. What
You
else?
have rec tonight?
Yes, I do have rec tonight. I played 3 games on Tuesday, bro. I was so sore yesterday. I could barely walk. That's probably going to get clipped out of context. But yeah. I got rec again tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Justice last year, Justice was in the rotation the first half of the season, so he wasn't forgettable like Moses Brown is. Second half of the year, obviously missed a bunch of time, but still, at least he made an impact. I don't know if it was a positive impact at all, but at least he made an impact early in the season. I remember when people were clamoring for him to play 30 minutes so we could win games. It was kind of wild. Wild times, man. Wild times.
Our season fell apart when he got hurt, man.
Yeah. What do I always say, Eric? My favorite saying.
Correlation does not equal causation.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's take a look at the month of March for the Blazers. I'm just kind of going to go through the schedule. So they got 3 road games, 2 against the Grizzlies, and then they play at Minnesota, which is a very losable game. And then they come home. They play 6 home games in a row. This 3-game road trip between January 28th and March 14th. Or no, we played 2 games at Denver. So between February 4th and March 14th, this 3-game road trip are the only road games we play.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
We've had a pretty heavy road schedule, but yeah, it's kind of weird for season ticket holders like my mom. She's like, man, I have so many games coming up, and she hasn't. There's been weeks where 2 weeks where she hasn't had a game,
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'll be going to a game on March 6th. I got free tickets. So I'll be a little bit late to that post-game show. But, yeah, it's very home-heavy. It's literally a 7-game homestand that we just completed. Managed to lose every game on the homestand, including losses to Detroit and Charlotte.
Who are they playing on the 6th on your go?
OKC.
Nice.
So I get to see Chet.
Ooh, cool.
So that's hype. Yeah. But yeah, so it's 7-game homestand, then this 3-game road trip, twice against Memphis, 1 against Minnesota, and then a 6-game homestand. This homestand does have some tough teams. OKC, Houston, Boston, New York, a couple lottery teams in Toronto and Atlanta. But certainly teams that the Blazers could lose to. In Atlanta, that's basically in 2 weeks, Eric. So we'll see if Trae Young is back by then. Hopefully he is. And then after that, you got 2-game road trip. That's the thing. Then we have a 2-game road trip, and then we come back home for 3 games. So just super home-heavy schedule, which is nice because I like the later start times. 16th and 18th on the road, they play New Orleans, Chicago. Then they come back home, play the Clippers twice, and then Denver. What a tough 3-game homestand. And then the last 3 games of March are the first 3 games of a 7-game road trip that goes into April. They play Houston once again, Atlanta once again, and Miami once again. How many games is that? I want your record predictions in chat. And Eric, I want your record prediction. Normally we always talk about what are we going to go in the next 5 games when we're actually competitive, right? Last season, I know that drove you crazy. But since we suck and we're heading into tank season, what do you think our record is this month? We play 9, 11, 14, 15, 17 games. Another 17-game month.
I think we go either 4-13 or 5-12.
I was gonna say 2-15. Oh man. I think we go 2 and we play Memphis twice though. I'll go 3-14. Put a stamp on it. 3-14.
I'll take.
That would leave us at 18 and let's see here. 18-56. Which means we're probably losing 60 games. The thing is, to start April, we got Charlotte and Washington. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's the road ahead to March. I also wanted to talk about just a hypothetical that I was thinking about, Eric.
I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah, so let's just say, I want to ask you this, and I want to ask chat this. What do you think is the number one destination for Anthony Simons if he was to get traded out? Like, situation makes sense for him, team would be willing to give up something for him, team needs a guy of his skill set, etc.
Say Orlando.
Yes, that's what I think. Okay, he's from Orlando.
He's different than the guards they have. I think him and Suggs would be a good combo because Suggs is looking like an all-defensive guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fultz can play defense. Yeah. And then you got Banchero to take some of that playmaking burden off of Ant. You know, you see the way he's getting doubled right now. Imagine him running a pick and roll with Banchero, and that's the outlet out of the trap. They couldn't trap that because Banchero is an all-star in his second year. He's legit, right?
I think, people will bring him up in chat. I think the Nets and Spurs, in my mind, should trade for Anthony. I just don't think they will.
Yeah. I feel like Orlando is a great option for them. I was just thinking, is there any possible way to go out with Anthony Simons, trading him to Orlando, and get Franz Wagner?
I don't think you're getting Franz.
I don't think we're getting Franz, but I was just thinking about what Cronin was saying in terms of getting players, not picks, right? Like, that would be the type of trade that would fit that thinking. And Wagner's young enough to fit this younger core. I believe he's... How old is he? Let me look it up. He's literally only 22 and turns 23 in August. He's productive. I think he's a better player than Anthony Simons. I think part of that is because his skill set is at a small forward position and he has size. But he is only shooting 31% from three this year. So he's having a down year shooting the three ball. I think it would take Anthony Simons plus something. Maybe that's a little too rich, but Franz Wagner would make a lot of sense at the three next to Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe. Would you trade Anthony Simons for Franz Wagner right now?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not for trading Ant, but if it's for a guy like that, I am down.
Yeah, I mean, I like Anthony a lot. I don't know. Franz is good. He's been a little disappointing this year, but yeah.
That's why maybe they have a chance to strike there. Because I could see them as a number 2 option to Banchero. I could see them viewing Simons as a better fit than Wagner. So it's just kind of an interesting hypothetical because I've always thought of Orlando as the destination for Ant. I've just always kind of felt like Franz Wagner isn't gettable. Like, I felt like he was pretty untouchable. But I don't know. Like, if he's gettable, if they really want Ant, then that is something I think to pursue because Wagner defends well. He's the type of forward I feel like we've needed for years that can play some defense, versatile defender. He's not like elite, but he's good. Can handle, can pass, can score. Doesn't really solve our shooting problem. If anything, it makes it a little bit worse. But if he can get back up to the 35-36% he shot from three in his first 2 years.
I kind of want to see what happens in the draft first because we're talking about wings.
Yeah.
There's 3 wings we like. I don't know. I think Anthony and one of those guys is potentially better.
I mean, if you can get... You mean with the Blazers pick?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get Wagner and one of those guys with the Blazers pick, then that, like, Wagner plus Salon, if Salon can pan out, is really intriguing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the young forward combo I feel like would fit really well next to Sharp and Scoot. It's tough to give up on Ant. The thing is like some people are just willing to trade Ant for like a pick or two. I want picks for the veterans. If we're trading Ant, I don't think we're going to get enough draft pick capital for it to make much sense. I would have hope that if we trade Ant, it would be for something like that. So,
yeah.
Just an interesting hypothetical. I've wanted Franz Wagner the last couple years.
I mean, he'd be awesome, no doubt.
Yeah.
I just thought he'd be available.
Yeah. I don't think he is, and that's the problem with Cronin's... Cronin wanting players, not picks, is a lot of teams... When they have a player like a Franz Wagner, it's really hard to pry that player away.
Or you have to massively overpay.
Yeah. So, like, if the Golden State pick is no higher than 13 or 14, I'd probably throw the Golden State pick in there. But anything else meaningful on top of that is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Is tough. So that's kind of where I'm at with that sort of thing. I just think it would probably take a little bit more, and that's the problem, is if you get picks that are in the future, you have an extended window of time to be able to wait for the right opportunity to trade for a guy like that, compared to, like, right now it's, oh, well, we want to, balance the roster potentially. I think they want to keep Ant, but if you're going after Wagner right now, it's going to be really hard to get him. That's where... I wouldn't mind if maybe that could be the idea in the next couple of years, but I would hope that Joe Cronin would be willing to have a fallback option of keeping Ant and then stockpiling picks to be able to make that sort of move in the future, right? So, anyway, it's just I feel like all of our trade ideas leading up to the deadline and then leading into the offseason is just like selling the vets for picks, which isn't as fun as thinking of like how would Franz Wagner fit. So I thought that was a fun hypothetical.
Yeah, absolutely.
65.
There's got to be some sort of guy like that they targeted if they weren't trying to get picks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, trading Brogdon for a pick could have been beneficial because you could have thrown that pick into the Franz Wagner trade.
There were no offer stories.
yeah, so, and that's why I wasn't hesitating against getting another pick in this year's draft, because all the picks are movable. You can trade up, you can trade the picks for future picks, or you can throw a pick into a trade like this. So, everybody was just looking at it like, why would we want a first-round pick this year for Brogdon? That means we'd have 5 picks and 3 first-round picks. We can't have 5 rookies, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that is not the end-all, be-all. So, anyway, 63% of chat said that they would do it. 37% say no. I think if we had Franz Wagner and the Magic had Anthony Simons, there would be much more people saying they wouldn't trade Wagner for Simons if he was ours already. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a little bit of like Anthony Simons is ours baked into that poll. It's hard to give up guys that you've grown fond of, guys that have been here for 6 years. I get that. Wagner, I think, would make a ton of sense, if possible, but probably not possible. Also, are you bringing Mo Wagner along with them? Is Mo Wagner a free agent?
He was a free agent last summer, I believe. I think he might have signed for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, though.
Because they'd have to send out other salary, I believe, unless they have cap space. I don't know what their cap situation is this offseason, but that could also be a way where they duck the tax. Especially if they throw in the Golden State pick. So, anyway. Any other basketball conversation talking points you want to speak on, Eric?
No, I didn't have anything else.
Cool. So at the beginning of the stream, I said, chat, if you guys, during the stream, come up with any channel content ideas, anything, recommendations for the channel at the end of the stream, we would take them if you have them. Obviously, as we get into the second half of the season, you know, it's more like the third, if that makes sense. After the All-Star break, you know, we're going to be experimenting with a couple different things. So if you guys got anything that you want to see, any content that you'd like to see, let us know in the chat. Isn't Franz extension eligible after this season? I believe so, right, Eric?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's the one part of the CBA I was never really truly up to speed on. Was all the extension rules and all that. Christopher wants you to do a rebuild on 2K.
You want me to do it with Crushables or like on Crushables channel?
That'd be kind of cool, actually. That'd be kind of fun. Special edition Hoops Crush is a Crushables rebuild with Eric. Torrey vs. Steven 2.0. I don't think Steven has played basketball since that game. Fans need a counseling session for therapy from Blazers Uprise. How so? That's what we got the chat for. Isn't that the counseling session? Do you want a different form of counseling? I think we do a pretty good job of counseling, but there's multiple ways to let you guys vent. Torrey versus Eric live stream it. Yeah, Eric's skinny now, man. I think it's gonna be tougher for me. How's your mobility?
It's all right. My knees are still tripping a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, same. I think we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think my body is the same age as yours, unfortunately. So, like, it's the ankle's still struggling. Eric might be more mobile than I am.
Doubt it, but
I'm just talking you up so that I have an excuse if I lose.
I don't play enough to. If I started playing for it, like training for it, it might be different.
Yeah. Blazers Uprise versus He Who Must Not Be Named. That's popcorn. It would be funny to. I'm just picturing this, right? Like a presidential debate style debate. I'm the moderator. You're on one podium. He Who Must Not Be Named is on the other podium.
Do I have to?
You know how many people would tune in for that? You know how many... Yeah, that would be... Okay, you can moderate, and I'll... Just kidding, we're not doing that. But that would be epic. Did you read the one?
Yeah, live stream my mom trying to cancel her season.
Oh, man. That's a great idea, actually. You guys excited for this late year playoff run? What, for the Blazers? Yeah, man. We're going 41-41. Let's get it. Still wouldn't be good enough for the play-in. The 10th seed is above 500.
Aeromancer wants you to live stream my beard growing back, which would not be very long.
You just need to take like 3 pictures a day. And then we can turn it into a animation.
Marie Sayers wants us to get Ennis Cantor as again. I mean Ennis Freedom, but he's too busy training to join the WNBA.
Yeah. God, I can't stand him now. Really want to know your opinion on the upcoming rookies, like this next draft class. We will do mock drafts in the off season. Maybe even like on a post-game show late in the season if we just don't feel like talking about the game. But last stream, we actually revealed our top 20 big boards. We actually got a graphic for that. And there's a couple performances lately, Eric, that made me slide a couple of guys up. I'm sure you know who it is. It's just everything is so close. I feel so swayed by like one performance. You know, it's tough not to.
Connect 4.
Connect 4, yeah.
He really needs to be number 4.
For real. We have that number available, right?
Sure.
Interesting. And then Reed Shepard's game against Mississippi State was what he did in crunch time, like, yeah. So we'll have an updated big board maybe on Saturday. And I also added the like plus, the plus minus, like where guys move. I also added something like that. That was a great suggestion, Eric. You guys see Dame's depressed in Milwaukee. He didn't say depressed. He said he was lonely, like he misses his friends and family that all live in Portland, which is fully understandable.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Before he said it.
Yeah. And then you got Gary Sheffield Jr. on Twitter being an asshole about it. Man. Regular big board updates sound great. Yeah, we're going to be doing that pretty regularly on post-game shows. We start talking about prospects. We dove into a lot of prospects last stream. In the future, we'll probably just talk about prospects that like move or slide. And then it's going to be fascinating to look at how it changes like right after measurements. But like I'm ahead of schedule in terms of
your normal scouting.
Yeah. Because normally like March Madness rolls around, conference tournaments. That's when I really start scouting hard. But I've been watching as much stuff as I can like last couple of weeks, and I've watched more games earlier in the season. So I feel pretty good about like my top 20 to 25. And gonna try and get it to the point where I feel pretty good about like my top 50 by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same. Feels like it's. I mean, it sucks because there's so many like mid prospects that you have to rank in your top 60 because there's not enough guys, but. I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on them. Yeah,
that's kind of where I like just waiting for like 30 to 50 to shake out a little bit before I start like going hard on scouting those guys, because otherwise it's just like I have to scout way too many people. I feel like I have to scout 75 to 80, 90 guys, because this time of year you'll always have people jump into the second round that like I didn't even know of before. I haven't even heard of, or like I barely heard of, but never actually like sat down and focused on their play. So that's why part of the reason why I don't go too hard, because that's just really time consuming. I'd rather just wait for consensus to kind of sort that out. But this year there isn't much consensus, so that's where I've gotten the head start. And March Madness should be fun, because you're gonna have some guys in the second round playing March Madness that, if teams go on runs, maybe they play their way into the first round because, I feel like there's a pretty clear top 25-ish. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of a drop-off at that point. And I think there's a great opportunity for guys to play their way into the very back end of the first round, which is a guaranteed contract for guys compared to being in the second round, so... One of the Blazer Twitter guys said we would draft Buzelis at 5 and Tyler Smith at 13. It's very unlikely that we are drafting at 5. It's like a 2% chance if we stay at 5. It's like a 7% chance if we move up to 4. I wouldn't hate Buzelis, but at 5, I wouldn't like it. I feel like, if we fall to 7, 8, that's when maybe you take a look at Buzelis, but it'd be a little underwhelming at 5. Where would Sarr go in last year's draft? 4 to 6.
Does the Hornets still have second?
Yeah. Do you think they would have taken him over Brandon Miller?
I don't know if they take Sarr over Miller, but just them taking Miller at 2, even if they do, makes it weird because I think it would be 3 to 6 in a normal draft, but
Yeah.
I think
I just-
they'll probably one of the Thompson twins.
Yeah, the Ricochet love for one makes me feel like Charlotte would still take Brandon Miller because Brandon Miller is a better prospect than Ricochet. Like, I think I wasn't as high on Miller as other people, but I think Miller clearly is a better prospect than Ricochet. So, given that there's people that have Ricochet above Sarr, I feel like Charlotte probably would have still went Miller. But I think what's up?
Those people are whack.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I do not get it. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see Ricochet and Topic because me and you disagree with consensus in terms of how high consensus seems to have those guys, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see if they actually pan out the way other people think they're going to pan out, or if they pan out like we think they're going to pan out.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyway, anything else, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching. Sorry it was late, and hope you have a good rest of your Thursday. Good luck in your rec games, Tori.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully, for the post-game show.
Yep. Sounds good. We'll see what the Blazers can do tomorrow against the Grizzlies. We'll see if they can lose that game. Right now, the Hornets are, they kept it close enough where maybe they have a chance to upset the Bucks down the stretch in this game. Although they are now down 14. So it looks like the Bucks are going to beat the Hornets, so the Blazers will need to lose tomorrow to stay a half game back of the Hornets for 4th best lottery odds. Looking forward to that post-game stream tomorrow. And then Saturday, got another stream. And college basketball, I'll be doing some scouting on Saturday and have updated big boards on Saturday. That's the plan. Anyway, hopefully you guys can make it for those post-game shows. And until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.